Hello guys, and welcome back. In this video, I'd like to talk about Lapras, a brand new Pokemon that will soon be available on the official server. As a defender, this Pokemon has the ability to reduce damage dealt from the opponent and restrict opponent's movement. Also, Lapras has the ability that can knock down the opponent in an instant. And in this video, I will break down all the abilities that Lapras has. Lapras' passive skill named Shell Armor is the ability that can reduce the damage that dealt from the opponent if Lapras takes damage from a single attack that exceeds a set percentage of its max HP. It's kind of ability that a defender should possess, because it can lower the opponent's damage and help us survive longer in a battle. And now let's talk about the movesets. The first move, named Whirlpool, is a move that has the user create a whirlpool centered on itself that lasts for a short time, dealing damage over time to opposing Pokemon in the area of effect. The time between hits is shorter the farther opposing Pokemon are from the whirlpool's center. And this first move upgrade, named Water Pulse, is the move that has the user release a pulse of water centered in itself that spreads out, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon it hits and decreasing their movement speed. For each Pokemon hit by a pulse from this move, an additional pulse will be released the next time this move is used, up to a total of 2 extra pulses. After the first pulse after activating this move hits an opposing Pokemon, the user's next basic attack becomes a boosted attack. While the other upgrade form, named Perish Song, is the move that has the user sing an eerie melody that echoes around it, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon it hits. This move can be used up to 3 times consecutively within a set time, and opposing Pokemon hit all 3 times take additional damage. Opposing Pokemon that take this additional damage will be knocked out if their HP falls below a set percentage of their max HP. Both of these moves have their own advantages. But in terms of damage, Perish Song does better. Therefore, using this move is the right choice, if you want to beat your opponents quickly, or to prevent them from getting closer to your scoring zone. Also, this move is a good counter for opponents with melee attack type, such as Lucario, Sarina, and Machamp. And for the second move, named Ice Shard, is a move that has the user hurl chunks of ice in a forward direction, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon they hit and leaving them frozen for a short time. If this move hits an opposing Pokemon that is already frozen, it deals damage to it and shoves it. This second move upgrade are Bubble Beam and Ice Beam. Bubble Beam is a move that grants the user a shield and has the user spray bubbles in the designation direction, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon it hits. After the bubbles fly a set distance, they slowly float for a short time. Opposing Pokemon hit by a floating bubble are enveloped by it and left unable to act for a short time. While Ice Beam is a move that has the user unleash an icy cold beam of energy in the designated direction, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon it hits and freezing the ground. Opposing Pokemon on the frozen ground take damage over time and have their movement speed decreased, and they become frozen if they remain on the frozen ground for a set amount of time. When the user is on the frozen ground, its movement speed is increased. Both of these moves are very useful to hinder the opponent's movement, which is a very good counter for the opponent with the Speedster roll. And for Lapras Unite move, is a move that has the user ride a wave quickly and continuously forward. The user's movement speed increases while riding but decreases if the user hits an obstacle. If the user hits an opposing Pokemon, the user stops in place, dealing damage to and throwing the opposing Pokemon. While the user is riding the wave, one nearby ally Pokemon of the user's choice can ride on its back. If the move is used again, the user stops and launches a wave that continues moving forward, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon it hits and throwing them. Well, it's a pretty good move to chase down the opponent, or to get away if you are not sure you can win the fight. In my conclusion, Lapras is a Pokemon that has quite unique abilities. Its movesets can slow down the opponent's movement, and prevent them from getting closer to our scoring zone. And these make Lapras the best counter for the all-rounder and speedster roles, such as Sarina, Machamp, Lucario, Zeraora, and Zoroark.
The roads we travel, the journey of our lives. Take another picture before we say goodbye. Arm in arm we're standing side by side. Memories fade but legends never die. One last time, let's live for something. I can feel my blood, it's rushing. This ain't goodbye, we'll be back someday.